The following is brought to you in association with and from a proud partner of the Shining Wizards Network. Entertainment here.
Are you looking for the newest and hottest in the world of pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 6,000 hours of the best events from over 150 of your favorite promotions from 20 different countries around the globe. Brands like Progress Wrestling, Evolve Wrestling, Combat Zone, Defy, PCW Ultra, PWX, Over the Top, Shine, and hundreds of others with fresh content added every day for only $5.99 per month. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello again, guys, and welcome to another episode of the BroKast Podcast. My name is Thomas, and sitting with me, as always, he's my bro, and he's your bro too. Give it up for Alan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the BroKast. It's me, it is I, it is he, Alan of the BroKast. Tom, how are you?
Bro, I'm going good, and I just was going to show you on camera trying a different wine tonight. I bought this the other day when I took my wife out for her birthday, and I thought, let's stop by the winery. And I thought this was like a whiskey. And he's like, sir, would you like to try it? And I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a go. And this is literally like drinking a butterscotch cake. Like it's caramel. It's so smooth. And I'm drinking it tonight. It's actually pronounced as a spirited Vionia, is how they say it. So I've got it here in front, so I'll be sipping on that as we progress through the next hour or so.
Good on you. I've just got a big-ass Powerade drink. You've got the classy shit.
You love those big Maximus ones, don't you?
Hey, man. Excuse me. I love this shit. It's I could drink it. It's really good. The electrolytes, it's I find it good for the body. I mean, they're bloody huge. The only downfall of like where you have one of those is that you'd be pissing like a racehorse. And just thinking of that saying pissing like a racehorse, I remember the very first time I actually heard that phrase. Do you remember the first time you actually heard that phrase?
I don't think so, no.
It was from a movie from the early 90s. It had Robin Williams in it.
Well, he did, was it Mrs. Doubtfire? That was like 93, 92, or Hook was around that time, I think, as well. Mrs.
Doubtfire.
Okay.
When he's doing the restaurant and he goes and meets the who is it, the executive, one of the producers of the show that he wants to do, the guy with the beard, the bald fella. And so the character, Robin Williams, is actually drinking, having a good time, and then he has to go to the bathroom and then put the mask on and put the big dress on and as pretend to be Mrs. Doubtfire. But then because he's getting so drunk and drinking more and more of the scotch, he goes back to the wrong table. And he's sitting with the actual producer and director of the show. And he goes, "Can I help you?" And he goes, "I had to drink so much. I had to use the toilet so bad. I had to, what was the saying? Stop at a racehorse." It was just,
I think it was,
I've been
like drinking so much. Yeah, I've been drinking so much scotch. I've been pissing like a racehorse. Yeah, because he got confused with his attire and came back as Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah.
Yes, that's one way. We got there, ladies and gentlemen, thank God.
Yeah, I was like, he's struggling with this fella. You're right, El.
It was long-winded. It's a very Kurosawa story right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, shit. I should actually post that whole Kurosawa story as like a TBK moment at the end of an episode where Alan just talked through the Hawk versus Kurosawa match that we covered in Halloween Havoc 95 and was talking about SpongeBob and Patrick and Dirty Dan or something like that. And it was just a weird moment where I'm just trying to talk about the match and you're like, no, I'm Dirty Dan. And I'm like, yeah, he's won. Fireball. Okay, cool. Yep.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Well. Yeah, sorry, I get like that sometimes. I blame this shit, really. It's the sugars.
But that's the thing about those Maximus drinks is like it has so much in it compared to like Powerade and Gatorade, but it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But you get more for it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some shit in this. That's what I believe. It's they're not telling us about, some type of hallucinogen or some type of chemical that like shrinks your dick, or gives you a third eye or a third nipple or a fifth butthole. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think the one I used to get was Ice Block, which is like the lemonade version. And I would freeze that and then like just have it over a few days and it'd be really like icy, like almost like a Slurpee. Mm-hmm. And talking about drinks, I got myself a Soda Stream for Father's Day a few weeks ago. And dude, I'm like using that all the time. And I learned a big lesson, what you can't Soda Stream. And when it says fill the bottle up to this line, you don't go above that line.
You do not.
And I learned that I was making a Pepsi Max. I thought, just a couple of mils over, it should be fine. And I'm like, so you have three choices of like single fizz, double fizz, or triple fizz. I'm like, well, I'll go 2 just to get it nice and fizzy. Next thing I know, it's just fizz everywhere. It burst through the machine, burst all over the paintings on the wall, burst onto the coffee machine, into the nice coffee cups. And my wife's just standing there watching me, and I'm like, I just need some help here. And I'm trying to put my hand over the top.
No.
Everywhere. And I had like that much Coke left in the bottle. And I'm like, okay. She goes, yeah, maybe we follow the rules, Tom, and we do it to the measurement. I said, yeah, thanks for that. And I'm just drenched with a towel, just mopping up everything. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, those things are fun. You got to be very wary of that story right there. It's just you got to be very careful. We have one where we are right now, but it only comes out during the summertime. Because that's that perfect time where you get, just to get the hot weathers outside, to have a nice refreshing drink, get the Soda Stream up. We try not to have too much soft drinks here. So when the summertime comes along, because you get that so many different flavors. You can get Mountain Dew, Sunkiss. I think I saw Pepsi Max, all different varieties. But not just like the brand stuff. You can actually go out and get like a pub squash, like a lemonade, what was there? Ginger beer or a ginger ale, that type of style. Yeah, there's a variety of different stuff.
Well, I've learned a bit of a hack as well, where if you go and buy like a $2 cordial, you could make like your own soft drink by doing like lemon, lime and bitters soft drink, or you can do lime soft drink and fruit cup. But then I also learned another thing you can't do is like iced tea. Like you shouldn't try and fizz up iced tea.
No.
And I tried that and had another eruption. And I did that to the line. It just didn't work. And my wife keeps saying to me, you know how you're wasting so much gas when you're trying to figure them out? I'm like, yeah. I said, I've got another bottle. She said, yeah, but still, like, you're wasting the gas. You're wasting bottles. And I said, it's my bloody present. I'm allowed to do what I want with it.
If I want to bloody off the gas, get off my ass, woman.
And then in my mind, I thought, no, I won't say it. I love you. Would you like a candy?
Wake up.
Lolly. Give you a lolly and, yeah.
Would you like a lolly? Would you like some candy? What are you driving around?
We'll go watch Devil Wears Prada or something. I don't know, holiday. Yeah.
Is that your go-to? Whenever you're in the shit, you're like, let's go watch a movie that you might get me out of the shit.
I'm trying to think. I don't think we have a go-to movie. We never watch the same movie more than once, though.
Yeah, you're part of that. Your partner doesn't really seem like a person who will be like, hey, I'm going to easily distract you. Let's go watch a movie, something different. It'll get me ass out of trouble. She'd be like, get away from me. And you're like, yes, okay, dear, love you.
Well, we watched a movie the other day on Netflix. It was The Weekend Away. And I'm an avid reader. You probably can't see it, but over there I've got like a whole wall of books that I read. And it's a great book. It's a kind of a whodunit. It's about two girls that go on holiday and one goes missing, and it's like a mystery adventure. And we're watching the film on Netflix. She goes, seems like a real, like, girly type film. Did you read the book? I said, I love the book. And she goes, yeah, I'm a bit bored of this movie. I'm like, oh, okay. She goes, how did you read it? I said, oh, it's just good. I couldn't stop it. I said, I read it in probably a weekend. Why? And I'm like, oh, because I was enthralled at the next chapter. Well, what's going to happen now? And then the shocking ending, I'm like, whoa, what a twist. And then this is where it disappointed me, where you read a book and then you watch the film and they don't adapt it properly. And the ending of the film wasn't how the book ended. And I'm like, what the? And I would love if they did the book ending. And my wife probably would have liked that better, where she turned to the end and goes, oh, that's a bit of a weird ending. And I'm like, well, in the book, it's a bit different. It ends a bit differently. It wasn't as chattery. And that made me think, I wonder how many movies do that, where they take a book adaptation and then they try and Hollywood it, to make it for different eyes. And I thought, I wonder if Alan has any input on that type of stuff.
Well, they've been doing that for years. And you watched this on Netflix, didn't you? Yeah. Netflix is notorious for doing that with books, TV, like cartoon shows, stuff that's been in media that's been around for a long time. And they just like to do their own spin on it, or they take their own little taste of it and they change it up a bit. I'm just trying to think from the books. Well, Ahsoka, we've already talked about that a few episodes ago. And just recently, spoilers, I'm just letting you guys know now, we're up to the 5th episode of Ahsoka. If you haven't caught up, stop listening and come back to this to a later time, because I'm going to spoil the show, a big thing that happened in the show. So, spoiler warning. Tom, I don't know if
I'm going to put a little spoiler thing underneath so people can see it then.
Okay, cool. Here, putting it up here, down the bottom. Give the man some time.
Not spoiler on. Let me fix that. Here we go. There it is. Yeah.
Here we go. Spoiler Ahsoka.
Wait,
spoiler.
I think I spelled that wrong. I wrote Ashoka. Just wait 1 second, guys. We're just going to fix the joy of a live recording. Al.
Yeah, it's always fun, isn't it? Yeah. Like we could always go back and post producers, but yeah, he doesn't want to do that. Again, Ahsoka spoiler. You'll probably be intrigued about this too, because you actually read some of the comics from back in the day, and also a few of the. I don't know if you ever read some of the books, but Grand Admiral Thrawn has returned.
Yeah.
So, but the things are different. The Disney take on Grand Admiral Thrawn is very different that we saw. Very same look, same type of demeanor, but it's a different storyline. What happened to him in the books and how they brought him into the show now, because he was in Rebels. And then at the very last episode, he and Ezra, the main sort of hero of the show, well, the only way was to stop Thrawn was to take him away from the people that he was going to hurt. And they use these species called Progals, and they're actually space whales, and they can actually go through hyperspace. And so that's how they, at the end of the episode, at the end of the actual series, like the hero sacrifices himself to save his friends, and that's how it ends. And he actually takes Thrawn away with him to stop the whatever what was going to happen next, like the bombardment of just the Imperials taking over. So anyway, long story short, Thrawn has returned, and his difference that he was in the books is very much the same what's going on now. What you were just saying, how things are different from books and Disney and all those different types of stuff. But yeah, I've seen that many times before with movies like the Lord of the Rings series. Lord of the Rings series are very different from the books, but Peter Jackson read the books, but he thought to himself, we're not going to, there's a 35-page of token explaining what a hobbit hole is. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on, where he's pretty much like, all right, here's giant orcs coming at each other, ripping each other apart and against the elves. He Hollywoodized it, but he also had a bit of fun with it. And that's why I find the Lord of the Rings series, the Fellowship, the Two Towers, and Return of the King fantastic. The Hobbit ones just pretty much was like, well, we've made 3 films. We made 3 Lord of the Rings films. Let's see what we can do with The Hobbit. The Hobbit's only 1 book. And that was enough because it just tells the story. But then there's other stories that the other people just want to know, like different script writers were like, well, maybe this happened after The Hobbit. And that we got the decimation of Smaug. And then the one after that, we had the 5 armies, where the 5 armies got like the lowest of all Lord of the Rings movies, because it was just like there was no need for it. Yeah. But again, I went out, I forked money out back in the day to go and see it. I enjoyed it. But yeah, it just shows that, you read the book and you think it's going to be different. It's again, same with the Harry Potter series. Yeah. Many of those books many of the Harry Potter books are very different from any of the movies too. But again, if you're a person that's, it's very difficult sometimes when you read the book and you go, okay, I'm going to watch the movie. And you're like, who's this character? Why is that person there? And why is this happening? It's just people taking.
Yeah, it just seems like it was like it's inspired by. It's not an adaptation. We're inspired by the story, and we're going to take 80% of the content and then tweak the rest of it. And that's kind of like I've said to people growing up with the Marvel movies. Like, you're not going to get a full-fledged adaptation comic book version of a Marvel movie because they're inspired by Secret Invasion, Civil War, the Infinity Gauntlet, and they're going to change it in their own way. Even with DC, they do the same thing too. But it's interesting there that, I always said that Blue Beetle's come out. I want to go see that. And I had spoke to a couple of friends that said, look, it's good. It's a good version for DC. It's still not the official reset because we've still got a couple more, I think it's 2 years, I think, until Superman comes out in 2025, and that'll be the change. But talking about superhero related, the tweet that I sent you a few days ago of the Aquaman trailer, and I just loved your reply to me was great. Looking forward to the next 15-minute trailer breakdown where they just wreck everything in one simple video.
Well, I'm going to do a bit of a recoil on that one, and I actually watched the trailer, the proper trailer that came out a few days later, and I didn't mind it. I thought it actually looked it showed off bits and pieces of what's going on in Arthur's life, and sort of made him humanized. They did this with Thor, and not everyone was very happy about that one after Love and Thunder. But again, if you look at in the sort of universe of like what Aquaman is and Thor is, they're pretty much a very similar character. They are. One's the god of the ocean, one's the god of the thunder. One's from the sky, one's from water. It's just it looked like fun. I didn't see. I think there was one scene they might have shown. What's her chick? Hera? Oh no, Hera? No, the chick that was
Mera.
Yeah, who played her? And I think that who was that?
That was Johnny Depp's ex. Yeah.
And they only had a quick little snippet of her. I don't know how much of a major movie a part of the movie she's going to be in. I think they're probably counting their blessings to get rid of that really quickly. And it looked fast paced. Am I going to go see it at the movies? Probably not. No, I'll wait for it to come out on, like I'm going to do with Flash, and wait for it to come out on Netflix or whatever the hell, and check it out then. But look, just going back and going, hey, just being a bit of a cynical asshole sometimes, because again, it's true. We get trailers, like teaser trailers, like get ready for it, and then they give so much away. Like we discussed it a while ago with the what was it, the Craven movie?
Oh yeah, that gave you way too much in like 4 minutes. Yeah,
that's a 4-minute trailer. And like again, when I spoke about this before, when you and I are growing up, we only get like 30 seconds if we were lucky. If a trailer came up, like just a simple symbol of Superman or Batman, that was it. None of this 5-minute trailer shit. Yeah. we've already discussed that before. I'm repeating myself, but yeah.
No, well, look, it looks interesting. I think it's December, nearly Christmas time. I think it actually comes out. It's towards the end of this year, and I'm keen for that one. But yeah, I think it's weird because there's such a push for TV shows, and I'm just not a TV guy. Like I say, this Loki, the new season of Loki is coming out. Here's the teaser poster, and I'm like, yeah, but I haven't watched the first one. Do I need to go and watch the first 8 episodes? Or like, I'm a movie guy. I'm a movie and a book guy. It's funny because like you think I would like a show because I like books are broken up into chapters, which is what a TV show is. Most books are about, could be anywhere from 10 to 12 chapters. And some TV shows are, sometimes 8 to 12 episodes. 40 minutes per episode. I could probably read a few chapters in a few hours. So it's like, I probably should be into TV shows, but there's like almost too much. Like, you've got to watch this because that guy ties into this story with Incredible Hulk, and that ties in with She-Hulk and then Daredevil. And it's like, I just don't have time. I don't have time as I used to. So, yeah.
Well, there's a bit of a shameless plug here, but I always find there's a channel I like to watch on YouTube, and it's called New Rock Stars. And one of the gentlemen, and he's got a whole group of people that he works with, but this gentleman's name is Eric Voss. And I shared one of his tweets a couple of weeks ago on my Twitter, on my X, talking about one of the Ahsoka episodes, and that was a hands down great episode. And he goes back and does reviews of TV shows, movies, and little bits that you thought you didn't see, like little Easter egg shit. He goes back and watches the movie or watches the TV shows and just gives you, after that, a rundown of what happened, something you might have missed out on. So, yeah, just a recommendation there. Always good to check out if you're like, can't really be asked. If you sit down and watch this half an hour video of this gentleman talking to you of what's happening, what's going on there, just helps out. Yeah.
Nice. Well, in regards to socials, how can people check you out, El?
That's right, guys. You can find me right down there on the my old X, or Twitter as it formerly was called, at Alan Ross TBK. I'm always on there posting whatever I'm doing on Twitch. If I'm angry about whatever rugby fiascos are going on, you'll see me on there too. Whatever WWE is up to, or whatever AEW are up to. Yeah, that's where you can find me. Twitch, I am TTV Roscoe Bosco. Thank you for people for actually jumping in. Lately, I've just been doing a whole bunch of random gaming.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back and I'll give you a bit of people have just what I've been gaming lately. Because I look at how, hang on, we'll get to you in a minute, but how you've got a really good setup on your one. I just look like it's just throw up, and just just the randomness. So yeah, just recently I played 2K23, where I just pretty much sat back and I did an AEW and a WWE Royal Rumble, which was fun. That was a really good watch, that was. And then I got a bit bored and I started playing Lawnmower Simulator. Yeah,
which I actually checked out with my son. We said, let's just watch what Uncle's doing. And I'm like, look at him go, Al. He's just, he's missed the spot there. U-turn, turns around, comes back.
Oh, that game was hard. That was difficult. I think the longest stream I did was Wheel of Fortune. And if you want to watch a man struggle straight on that one, oh boy, there it is right there. Just the other night I did Fortnite, and this one I just did a few nights ago, and I did it just out of a whim, just for shits and giggles. And I think I might have to stream it a little bit more. But it's Ice Age, Scrat's Nutty Adventure. I've never played a game so much that's broken in my life. There is so much. It's a PS5 version I have, and the game mechanics of it is just like, keep going to the next level, keep going to the next level, go to this part, go to this part. And I played a good hour of it, and that was enough for me. I was just like, if I keep doing this game, I might have to just uninstall it. But again, I've got to persevere and keep going at it and giving it a go. But yes, again, yeah, TTV Roscoe Bosco 84. Thank you, anyone who jumps in the streams and just checks out what I'm doing. Muchly appreciated. What about you, Tom? Where can we find you?
Well, I've just realised too is that we're kind of similar because we're both kind of variety streamers. We do not just one game. And that's one of the things, like, to think a month ago, I wasn't even on Twitch. I don't think doing anything on Twitch. Like, it's probably been about 4 weeks, like, when I first started doing it. And I've got a list of the games I've already finished in that time. And I've got a couple little funny things too. So if you want to actually see me game, I just game on the BroKast. It's just TheBrokast. It's no commentary streams. They're simple game playthroughs of games I either always wanted to play and do them in order from start to finish. Like, split it up. I've done a few, part 1 to part 4, Battlefield Hardline, Call of Duty World War II. I've recently done a little bit of Medal of Honor, Warfighter. And then I found myself going down the rabbit hole of PlayStation 3 and reliving my adolescent years of a 14 to 15-year-old boy playing first-person shooters. And next thing you know, I'm driving kilometers out of my way to our local cash converters, which is like a discount store, and almost being in heaven, discovering like walls and walls of PS3 games and buying things like Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare PS3, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, Call of Duty Ghosts, Medal of Honor, the original Medal of Honor, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Wolverine, like all these old classics I love. And I'm like, well, how do I play them? And then I got myself a HDMI splitter, which means I can now plug up my TV to my PC, to my PlayStation, and stream these PlayStation classics. And it's all for like less than $100. And people's like, oh, no, you got to go in and get a capture card. And I'm like, some of these capture cards, like I've Googled them, are in like the hundreds of dollars. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't need my mug on my Twitch. I don't need my voice on Twitch. I just want my gameplay on there. And so for less than $30 from like a J car, HDMI splitter, USB, recorder card, bang, we're in. So I love it. But we're also back on our YouTube page, which is where we used to actually put all of our old watch-alongs. That's now the gaming channel. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm streaming on Twitch. Why don't I just put all the videos on YouTube as well? And one of my streams, just for some reason, just kept getting downloads, like as the hours went by. And it was my stream of the game called Erica, which is an interactive psychological horror game. And when I uploaded it, within like 10 minutes, it had 15 downloads. But then everything else I had done was like 2 downloads or 4 downloads. By the end of that night, it was on 150 downloads. The next day, it was at 280. And now I think it's about 627 downloads or something like that. I don't know who's streaming and watching the Erica playthrough that I did. It did frustrate me, that game, but I did do an all-nighter of that. But I thought, out of all my content, why is that the one that's getting the most amount of watches?
I was in that actual stream from the beginning when you did Erica, and I'm like, what am I watching here? I've seen like in the PlayStation store, but I'm like, okay, here we go. How's he going to go with this? And it was actually quite it was a bit of a mind fuck of a game. It was very fun, but it was just like, yeah, well, that's cool, man. That's very cool.
Oh, I love it. Like I've got my plan for now till January next year of what I'm going to be playing. Like I'm currently doing the Uncharted games. I'm doing the Mortal Kombat. I'm doing everything in the lead up to eventually getting MK1 when that's a bit cheaper, because that is like very, very expensive and I don't have money for that at the moment. So I thought I'll just wait out and eventually get that. And then I recently discovered the old PS3 WWE games, like WWE 2K12 and 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'll eventually try. There wasn't a 21. I have 22. And then I thought, why don't I go back and do all the showcase mode? Go back and do the career mode. And I started WWE 2K12 last night. I was so frustrated with that game. Like, it doesn't help you. Like, you have to, the opening hour, I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw my control if I can't beat John Cena. And I'm like, I'm playing it on easy. The CPU is just clothesline, FU, pin, 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, how do you kick out though? Didn't we give me a kick out option? And I'm like, yeah, I'll just turn that off. I'm not playing no more.
That's cool. That is really, really cool. One thing I'm looking forward to is that the Call of Duty stream when you put that up, because again you're playing the Advanced Warfare games. Because you have 1, 2, and 3 now, don't you?
So I have on the PS3 version the original 3. So Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. I never played the other ones. I haven't played the remasters. I think I'll just quickly tell you. Actually, I think I have my list in front of me of what I'm playing. I think I've got, because I made this the other day, and I'm like, well, what am I going to be playing over the next few months here? So I've got Call of Duty Black Ops. I haven't got Black Ops 2 because I think I sent you that message saying, shit, that's like one of the hardest games to get on a 3 console.
Gold.
I'm either road tripping for like 3 hours to go and get it, or I have to like order it interstate, like to get a copy on PS3, but I'm keen to get it. I have Black Ops 3, Ghosts, Modern Warfare 1, and then I've got Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Then I'm going to play through like Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare. Like, my plan is to do all of them, like between now and like the next like 6 months. But when I showed you that picture, you were like, dude, you've got the classics. You know, you've got the originals. And I never played Ghost. I never played Black Ops. I don't know what I'm getting. So my stream will be a first-time playthrough. So if I die like 20 times in the video, guys, please have some faith that I will get there. So just that should be good.
You've got some classics. Again, it brings a smile to my face because some of those games, I think most of the COD games going back in the day, I would go to the midnight launches. And that's something you don't do anymore. Midnight launch. I don't know if midnight launches still exist now. I think it's the midnight launches when basically back in the day where you go to a store and they'd be selling a certain game, and as soon as they hit 12 o'clock, you walk into the store, you hand over your money, and they give you the game. You go home, you download the game, and then you start playing it. It was great times back in the day when you could actually. I found that. I think most of the Call of Duty games, I went out and did that. They were great. And I would have to get up the next day and go to work. Black Ops, that game. I know you are very much into government cover-ups and and stuff like that. That game is good like that.
Nice.
You're in for a good time. That's the one game. Again, I played that over and over and over. As soon as I finished the campaign, I went, I'm going to play it again. And I go back and play it again and do it and try the different styles of, is it going to be harder? Do it in veteran mode. I was absolutely shocking at that. So if I go back and do it in easy
one shot kill.
That's what basically is. You know, you mess up one spot, bang, you're dead. You know, it's very, it's again, veteran style. And then also with the Black Ops games too, that's where the zombies came in. So beware of those. Those are fun. Those are fun little things where basically it's each level, you take out a few zombies, set up a new shelter, and then bang, a new horde of zombies will return, and so more and so more and so more. But yeah, I am looking forward to watching you those because if you don't start doing it, I'm going to start doing it. And I've been bitten by that bug now, trying to do a little bit more streaming. I'd like to go back and stream some of the COD games, the campaigns, because they're fantastic.
Well, I was going to say, like, what I noticed what's been trending too is the multiplayers are back online on some of these games. Like, people are still playing, like I just typed it in there. Modern Warfare 4 or Modern Warfare Call of Duty 4 came out in 2007, and people are still trying to get on multiplayer and try and play. So you were 23 when this came out. You're nearly 40 next year, and people are still playing these games. Modern Warfare 2 and 3, and even Ghost. I think people are on Ghost trying to play. Black Ops are on the multiplayer, and I've never been a multiplayer guy. The only game that I play that's multiplayer is Fortnite. Like everything else, I'm story-driven. I play games like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, these deep, rich stories where these are very emotional stories. Like these military ones are very raw and very real. Like remember I chatted to you after World War II, and I'm like, man, that last mission when you got to walk around the concentration camp and you just see bodies, and like they probably would have used real photos as well to show you the beds, what it was like where people lived in on those concentration camps. But it gives you that rawness of, well, this is what war was like, and still is today as well. Yeah.
War is not fun. War is hell, as the old quote says. But it's interesting now that even in a couple of months' time, we're going to be getting a new COD game as well too, the newest of Modern Warfare, and the skins that you can get in the actual multiplayer are quite hilarious. I mean, just recently, I think it was last month, it was just a rapper. You can get all people that are rappers or entertainers. And, there's Nicki Minaj. She is now a playable skin in Call of Duty, and you can actually, play as her with a gun and shit around and get blown up and all that shit. Snoop Dogg was in the original Vanguard game, but now they brought him back to be in the Modern Warfare. Who else was there recently? A 3-6 Mafia. No, was that? Oh yeah, just a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
Have been.
Well, there's a question. Like, when did they start that? Like the celebrity type stuff? Is that probably in the last couple of years pre-COVID?
Oh man, I got to use my brain here. Yeah,
like because I don't like. You look at these games, like there are little funny things you can get when you get like Advanced Warfare. You can download like the old lady skin and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, that's a bit different. Like, who are you kind of targeting for that? Yeah,
I think that was probably then. Where you can get they didn't take the game too serious. The multiplayer can be quite funny, and you can have a bit of a laugh, running around. I remember one of the very first skins that I went out and got. It was for Black Ops, maybe.
Yep.
And it was a Scream, the Ghostface.
Oh, you told me that one. Yeah, you sent me that picture, and I didn't believe you. And I'm like, what? That's literally Ghostface with an AK-47.
Yep. And there was another one, was Judge Dredd. It was pretty much the operator's skin was him as two versions of Judge Dredd. Was the comic book version, and then the Slice Stallone version from the movie. But yeah, it's just crazy that the campaign's fun, and that's the seriousness, but the multiplayer not so much. Let's just have fun and be silly. Yeah.
Well, I met a couple of Aussie streamers who actually stream the COD games, like the multiplayer mode. And I remember just jumping in, watching it. I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's so quick. Like, they parachute in, headshot, jump this way, slide, headshot, machine gun, switch guns, reload. And I'm like, what the hell? I would already be dead by now. Like, the transitions, like, it's so quick. Like, you can't stand still. You can't camp. Like, you've got to keep moving. And I'm like, I can't do that. I'll be rage quitting. Like, I'm out. I'll die 10 times. I'm out, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, most of these streamers that do that keyboard and mouse. So they're one hand on the keyboard and the other hand on the mouse, and then boom, boom, boom. Well, like you and I, we were pretty much raised on controllers. So, you got this big chunky thing, and you're like,
You're trying to get the aim to move across.
As soon as you get the aim, you're fucked.
Well, it goes past their shoulder, and you're like, I got to reload my sniper, one bullet at a time. Click.
Yep.
So, well, talking about games, what are you playing at the moment? Anything new that's in your vault there, or what are you currently playing that you're not streaming?
Actually, I'll be right back. I'm going to get my controller.
Yes, he's been playing lots of stuff, guys. I know he's not streaming it, but I do see him pop up in my my PlayStation friends list, and he's playing different games. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to see some more lawn mowing, though, Al. Come on.
Oh, do you? Okay. If that's what people want. I think that's been really about it. I think what you discussed was pretty much Fortnite. I'm already on level 78.
Nice.
Haven't really finished the battle pass yet. Not too. The only thing I said about it was the thick fish skin that I was really keen on getting, and I got it, and now I'm happy. So, and then Ahsoka's meant to be coming out in a couple of days.
Oh yeah, I think she's on Thursday. Yeah.
Bring that on.
I think there was Cabby Lame as well. He's page 11, I think. We got him. That's who my son really wanted. And we're like, oh, okay, we've actually done it. So what else do we want to play? And it's like, oh, we'll keep doing it. But yeah.
That's interesting because for Cabby Lane to actually get a skin in Fortnite, I didn't know he played Fortnite. I didn't know he was associated with Fortnite. There's so many other streamers out there that probably would be maybe beneficial for getting a skin in Fortnite. I mean, even Mr. Beast was a skin in Fortnite. Never seen Mr. Beast play Fortnite myself in my life. But
because I thought he had Mr. Beast gaming, but I didn't think the gaming was anything to do with Fortnite. I think it was like other games and stuff he plays. So
I could be wrong. Again, I'm not that cool. But yeah, to be honest with you, man, that's all I've been doing is Call of Duty, Fortnite, WWE, and I say scratch Nutty Adventure.
When you first told me that you're playing that, I'm like, has he got an emulator for PS2? Because I'm like, didn't Ice Age come out on like PS2 back in the day? And I'm like, he's either playing a PS2 game or he's playing a PS3 game. And when you said 5, I'm like, they're making Ice Age games on 5? I'm like, how does that work? I'm like, I hope he didn't buy that. I hope he got that on PlayStation Plus.
I did. It's all on the Plus.
Nice.
I didn't pay no
Thomas, it was $59 well spent.
Well, I remember there was a time though it was about. I mean, if I could probably look it up on Steam now, and it's probably like worth like $40. I would imagine that game. It's I'm going to keep playing it. I'm going to keep streaming it for everyone's viewing pleasure. I will get probably, but if people want to see me do more mowing, I have to reinstall it because I played it for a bit. It was like. Fuck that job.
Here we go. Sell it to me. I'm thinking about getting it. What is it?
Well, you design what you want to look like. You design your character, the person that you're portraying during the game, your logo of this is so and so. Mine was Roscoe's bush Roscoe's bush cutting, and
We'll trim your rim. I mean, we'll trim around
We'll trim the bush. That's why I don't know if you guys notice, even in the name of the actual tweet that I put up, and also the name of the actual title that I gave it is like time to trim some bushes, and I was like being really immature about it, but it was just fun. So basically, you go to a person's house, and then you are encouraged to cut the grass properly. Don't F it up. Don't run over the flowers. And then get off your mower. So it's a motorized motor. So you go around on that. It's a lot of fun. And then you get your weed whacker out. And so you get the trimmer and you go around to every single, and the game is not finished until you get 100% of each part of the gun or grass area that you're on. And once it's done, bang, you get paid, you get back in the car and you drive away. That's all it is. That's in the title itself, So
is it third person or first when you're actually doing the weed whacker?
Third. No, sorry. No, it's first person. Sorry. I was saying third. So you're actually sitting there. So you could be sitting up like that and it's like, I'm not cutting anything. You've actually generally got to hold the controller down and go like that. So
2 questions. When you earn money, can you then upgrade your character? Is there a skill tree? Is there different materials you can buy for your character?
You're going to get better stuff for cutting.
Look out.
Yeah, so you get you can upgrade your mower. and you're a weed whacker. And if things get better and better for you, you get more publicity through like, oh, so-and-so, Roscoe's bush cutting came over and did a really good job. So my neighbor called this number and this person called it. So then these little areas where you're doing the cutting, they come to bigger places and bigger places for better money. So, yeah.
And then the second question, is there like a campaign, or is it like it's just randomized? Like you be level 1 and then you open up level 2? Or is it like just a random, here's 10 gardens, you just choose which one you want to do and then you grow?
There's two versions like that. There is a campaign where you're basically going around and going from one house to another, but then you're also being told, like, this is a specific way I want my grass cut. Do it correctly. If not, fuck off. We'll start again. While the other one is basically free play.
Yeah. Can you lose money if you do the job wrong?
Oh yeah. I ran over so many, like, the stream is still up on the VOD. I haven't taken it down yet. But I ran over so many flowers. I was doing a shit job.
I would have loved if you had your mic on, just swearing.
I wish I would have. That would have been great. One day I'll figure it out. This face is going to be on a stream one day, and we're going to see me going, "Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast, to the stream. Today we're going to do simulator. Let's go." And that's just me going, "Fucking turn, move your bitch." Oh, fuck off, guys.
Just turn it off. See you guys.
All right. Thanks very much, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Oh shit! We can play some Ice Age. Come on.
I love seeing that type of rage shit online too.
Oh shit!
Which in the future we need to do. I don't know how we're doing it here right now is great, but we need to do a bit of a media share type of thing where we can watch YouTube together, and we're just going to have laughing fits at each other. Just look up random videos on YouTube and first to laugh and shit like that, because those type of streams are fun. But we're going to figure that out.
Well, guys, next month, at the end of the month, end of October, is actually our TBK live stream 3. So maybe we can get it on Twitch. I do know that Will Gray from Bot Spots and Chair Shots did a 24-hour stream a couple of weeks ago where they did that. They just switched like the top 10 most extreme backyard wrestling moments and just reacted to like crazy swantoms off the top of a swimming pool or into a sandbag, and you're like, what is this? And it was the funniest thing is, like, I checked his stream out in the morning, and then at my lunch break they were still going, and then at dinner they were still going, and then for my game night they were still going, and then the next morning they were still going. I'm like, I spent all night with you guys just in the chat, just joining in. But no, it was a great thing, and I thought, how do I ever go about doing a big long Twitch stream? What could I stream for that? I don't feel like doing just chatting, for 24 hours, but so there we go.
That's how most streamers do something like that. They pretty much set out like an entire plan of what they're going to do. And then there's also people who do the sleep streams as well too, where basically they will leave their stream up and down the bottom of the screen it's like, I am currently sleeping. That's it.
I just came from that. Just before you and I started, this guy was playing, I think he was doing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and I thought I'll jump in, and I'm like, what the? And his webcam, and he's on the couch, sleeping.
Yep.
And it's like, you have, on his screen saying you have been kicked out due to inactivity, but he's square, it's just him sleeping.
Yep.
And I looked at his clock, he was streaming for like an hour and 10 minutes, and I'm like, is he actually okay? Like, I didn't understand what's going on here. Like, is this do we need to call somebody, or is he sleeping? Because he was like really curled up, and I'm like, I'll just log out. I don't know what to do in this situation. And no one was in the chat saying anything, so I'm like, okay, you're right.
Yeah, people are doing sleep streams. Right. Sleep
streams. They're just you sleeping,
having a nap, or they set up a sound gauge in their room, so they've got their computer in front of them, just like this,
right?
Just how you set up, and so they will get like set up a mattress or something, and they'll have a little sleep. And if you donate a certain amount of money or bits or subs, a loud noise will come on, and then it would scare the person. Like, what the, they freak out and they go, "Thanks very much for the subs," and they go back to sleep. And then next minute they're woken up again. Those are the most hardcore streams I've ever seen because, they're just, as a person who doesn't like getting woken up in the mornings, in general, I just feel it's just like, no, thank you. Angry at the world.
Well, I'm going to Google right now, who is the longest Twitch stream?
Okay.
Here we go. Now there is one clear record holder, and it's unlikely anyone will ever overtake them. Twitch streamer JP Hustler was live with a single uninterrupted broadcast for 634 days.
600. Wow.
634 days.
So 2 years. 2 years non-stop.
Yeah. G'day, guys. Just letting you know, this is day one. You're going to be with me for 2 years. Let's go.
Wow.
Just chatting. How are we all going?
Wow. That's uninterrupted.
Yeah. Like you and I used to joke talking about doing we used to joke about doing maybe we could go and do a road trip and just do a road trip of that. But that's a 2-year road trip, just non-stop recording. But that's he wouldn't even had a power outage. He didn't lose internet in that 2 years. Like he must be using multiple servers to try and stay online.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Get out, kids. Daddy's trying to do I'm up to day 47. Get out of here.
I mean, I even tried that this year with Twitch. I tried to stream every day. It didn't go as far as I wanted to. I was just doing quick little streams every now and again, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good. I enjoy Twitch. I think I've got a good little community of people that I kind of regularly watch and connect with as well. And I think it's always about connection, guys. And two people we want to actually thank before we go any further is Nick and Keith from the UW Pod. Thank you, Nick and Keith. You guys have been doing some great content. Similar to us, both dads, young kids. It's hard to get those times to record, so they're doing some short, sharp shows. I love it. It's good that I can quickly jump in, check out some great content. You can also check them out more broadly on the new fanatics-entertainment.com website. So all the people that were involved with a previous network that we were involved in are now streaming all their content on thefanent.com, or you can simply type in The Fanatics on Twitter, the likes of WrestleBread Podcast, Binbuster. We've also got a bunch of new Gridiron and American football channels and shows on there as well. It's kind of helping me understand really how that game works. Never really been a big fan of Gridiron, being over here in Aussie, but kind of learning about how Gridiron runs. But yeah, check him out there at the fanatics.com or our FANENT.com. Now, Alan, something a bit interesting for this episode, and I probably should have mentioned it earlier. This is actually a special one. Do you know why it's special?
Because we're here.
That's one. Do you know the second reason?
No idea.
This Wrestling Companion actually marks Wrestling Companion 100.
100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you think of all those individual full pay-per-views we've done, individual matches from John Moxley, Kenny Omega, Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa, Cody versus Seth. This here is Wrestling Companion number 100. And this all started, our 7th episode was the first, I think the very first show we watched as a companion either was Royal Rumble 2000 or it might have been King of the Ring 1998. And here we are, 7 seasons later, still going, different networks, different channels, online. Again, we started off in person, actually recording the show, and here we are, Wrestling Companion 100. Any memories, El, from Wrestling Companions that jump out for you that we covered? And before we announce what that will be, have a bit of a chat. Any memories there from our Wrestling Companions?
Well, it's unbelievable that we've done 100 companions, and it definitely just shows that we can talk a lot of shit. And if it's something you're good at, don't do it for free, but have fun while doing it. Going back, I think some of the fun companions that we've done during wrestling is maybe the ones where we used to catch up face to face, where I would go to your place and we would sit and watch wrestling for hours on end, just absolutely shooting the shit. And this is before we would do the camera shows. We would actually, it would be all audio. So we would be your eyes and ears for the show while you're watching. I think the funniest one, I think I still give you a bit of shit about it today, was nearly like the 6-hour podcast that we did of SummerSlam 1998, where we just talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. And then we had to cover the pay-per-view, which is a great pay-per-view. But I said to you that there was a reason why that show went for so long, is because you were definitely what did I say? You planned it.
Well, you think that I rigged the poll, because that's back when we used to do polls, and you think because the previous month's episode I mentioned when we were doing the hashtag SummerSlam selection poll that I would have liked that to have won, because I liked that show. And that was enough for you to run with it and say, yep, he's rigged it, that's why it won. Because the one that you wanted did win, and the one that I wanted to win, we did win. And you took it as me rigging the poll, which, again, I still am denying. I had no involvement with multiple accounts, multiple hats. I did not touch the Twitter poll.
Okay. I did call you out on calling you Trump and then calling you, Trumpy boy here. Even though trying to call you that now is just a bit like, no thanks. Yeah. I think we've done some great ones. We've gone back in time and done some great companions, even though we've done some very long shows. Me personally, I enjoy doing the small, just like one match, a couple of matches. That's it. They're always good for a lot. Sit down and listen to later on, when they've been posted. You're like, oh, yeah, that happened, and that's kind of fun. And, so that's been some of my favorite bits. What about you?
I think there's a couple that stick out for me. One episode that I will go back and listen to regularly that I love was when we did WrestleMania 17. That was one of my favorite companions for one of my favorite events of all time. That 2001 year is probably one of my favorite years in wrestling, even though it meant the end for companies like WCW, ECW. I love that year and I love that companion, and it's just such a funny show. And we've taken TBK vaults from that actual show and made them into individual shows. But that show, top to bottom, like every match was awesome. Like everything was entertaining in that, from Hunter, Taker, Jericho, Regal, the gimmick battle royal, the 3-way hardcore, the ladder match for the tag belts, and then Austin Rock, to cap it off. But there's also been ones where I've gone, what? We went and did that show? Like when I think back to like Heidenreich versus Alabama Doink, I never imagined when we started this show that would be a companion. And I remember you hinted to me probably like a year ago, hey, we should do this one day. And then, the lights matched up and it seemed to be an anniversary. I said, look, let's just do it and let's try it. And then after you're like, Tom, I found another one. They did a casket match. And I'm like, what? So then we did the casket trilogy. We did the duo of matches. And they're uncomfortable to watch because it's such a slow, staggery match. And you're kind of waiting for things to happen. But it's just great to know that we've done so many shows. And some have been long. Like that Crown Jewel show that we did was also a long one. That was about 4.5, 5 hours. And we taped that here in this room. And I think we started in the morning. And I was almost like after lunch by the time we finished. And it's like, crap, we were going to do another show. Do you still have time or get a coffee break? But yeah, no, it's been great. Some good memories.
Excellent, bro.
Well, before we actually kick in to this actual Wrestling Companion 100, we actually want to give a shout out to 2 great wrestling podcasts. So check these guys out.
The Mark Order Podcast is the only show you need if you're looking for dedicated coverage of everything AEW on the Shining Wizards Network. Join us live on YouTube every Wednesday night at 10:15 p.m. Eastern after Dynamite to chat along with the show. If you can't join us live, listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. Follow us on all social channels at Mark Order Pod and use the hashtag #JoinTheMarkOrder, because if you don't find us,
we will find you.
The Shining Wizards is the greatest wrestling podcast of all time. Don't believe me? Tune in and check us out. We laugh, we cry, we interview some of the greatest people in professional wrestling, and we have some of the greatest segments of all time, including everyone's favorite wrestling game show, Can You Beat That? We're live 6:50 p.m. East on Monday nights on all social media platforms, and we're with you wherever you go on every single streaming and podcasting platform as well. Check us out. Go over to shiningwizards.com and join us for some wrestling talk and talk about wrestling.
All right, guys, we are back. Alan, are you good on your side?
Yes, sir.
All right. You tell us when you're ready to hit play.
Play on what?
Recharging there with his cherry blossom. Hit play for the match.
What are we playing? We haven't told anyone what we're doing. No.
Well, you tell her. I forgot all about it then. You tell us what we're doing then.
We're too busy being yakking about going, this has been one of the greatest companions of all time with unbelievable stuff. We didn't even tell anyone what we're doing for our 100, did you?
I was going to say, I think it's because I've had a little bit of this tonight. We've already, yeah.
You bloody booze hound.
We just hit an hour. We've only hit an hour as well, so.
I'm the one that gets pissed on the show, not you.
TNA Slammiversary, guys. Check the show out. Yeah.
I like TNA these days. I like it. I like Impact. It's just the other company I know.
Go and check out Slammiversary episode. Do you remember the episode? Did you?
No.
I guess.
Yes. No. No, we're going back to 1999, guys, for our companion. You probably saw the concept art that Thomas probably put up, but he's probably put my head on somebody's body and he's probably put his head on somebody else's body. We're going back to 1999, and it's the WWF No Mercy, because there's a certain NXT pay-per-view coming up very soon called No Mercy. Coincidence? Yeah. So, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin takes on Triple H for the WWE title. This is the very first No Mercy. This is in England, and this is the main event, and we are going to be your commentary team tonight with Mark Madden, me, and Ed Ferrara, Thom. Is that the title you'd like to be known as? You like to be known as Ed Ferrara? Do you want to be Ed Ferrara?
I just have to correct. I have to correct you. It wasn't in England. This one.
Where the hell was this?
I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
There was 2 No Mercies in the same year.
Gotcha.
There was the England No Mercy, which was earlier in the year, and there was the American No Mercy. I think the English one had Taker, Hunter, Austin. Might have been the main event, where this one was the one in the States, which had, I think, the Hardy Boys and ENC for the first ladder match. Also happened at this show as well.
Was that the TIT?
Yes, it is.
Very nice.
Weak.
Okay. This is hang on. This is a peel behind the curtain here, guys. I actually thought we were going to do that England one.
What do you mean?
I thought we were going to do the No Mercy England main event with Stone Cold, Undertaker, and Triple H in the 3-way dance.
Alan. So what do you want to do?
No. We're doing this one now. We've already got it up. It's ready to go. But I honestly, because I'm looking at this going, this doesn't look right.
Picture?
Where's the Undertaker?
Yeah.
That's okay. This is why pencils have erasers. This is why we just go with it. We just go with it. That's how the BroKast is. So, guys, we're going Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, No Mercy, 1999, not in England, not in Europe. This is probably the second, maybe, No Mercy up here, ladies and gentlemen. This is so fucking awkward. Let's just go. Let's just press play. Let's just press play, shall we? It's you guys can watch this. We found this on YouTube. You can find this on Daily Motion as well too. You can even find it on the network. Good luck with that. You can find it on the Peacock. We don't have the network down here anymore. Good luck with that. All right. Let's get ready to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And also, too, guys, just down there, you should see a little clock, so then you know when to actually hit play, so you can sync up with us. So,
SummerSlam 1999.
see, and this was a SummerSlam that I actually wanted to cover. That time we did that SummerSlam special was to do this actual show, because I liked that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had
So-
Ken Shamrock versus Blackman. It had Road Dogg and Jericho, and Mr. Ass versus The Rock.
Yes, right there. He thinks you're an asshole.
And I will say, this is one of my favorite Triple H's. I love the 99 2000 Hunter, and then eventually the Evolution one.
Oh, this song.
Yeah, the H blocks. What is it? Oh hell yeah! That's Volume 4. That one.
Yes, it is.
Mm.
Get a little bit here. Sometimes I kick a little ass. Get a little angry.
Well, here's a question for you, right? And I watched this yesterday to kind of get some notes for it. And which out of these opponents would you like to see more? Austin versus Rock, or Austin versus Triple H? Which one did you like the most? Seeing those guys face off.
Austin and Rock at one time, because they had that great feud, but they were two good guys, and they were fighting each other. Where Hunter was just a dead set piece of shit heel, and you wanted Austin to beat the shit out of him and just get the win, and beat him up, beat Austin up, and hope Triple H would lose. And this time, I hated Triple H at this time too, and he did such a damn good job at being a heel. And this opening package right here is bloody fantastic. I love it.
You see, I'm almost the other way. I would actually I would rather watch Austin versus Triple H. I like them over Austin versus Rock.
Yeah.
Because this was so personal. Even when they had their, 3 Stages of Hell at No Way Out, 2001, one of my favorite matches. One-on-one, street fight, and then a steel cage. That's such a personal feud. Austin stunning the whole McMahon family. And I just love that story because it's so intense. Where The Rock and him was good, but I just liked how these two just fought in the crowd, used boom mics, the whole getting hit by the car and bringing in Rikishi to do it at Survivor Series.
Here's
there's
a
such
snake.
a big story to it. Yeah. Yeah, this was interesting. I actually remember an old episode of Something to Wrestle With where they talked about the snake and how they put it all together. Yeah. Literally leaps at the camera, doesn't he? Yeah. See, the makeup works well.
Vince McMahon there without the Clark Gable mustache.
Yeah. That's not Vince anymore, is it? No.
No. The Vince McMahon that we once knew is gone.
Yeah, it's weird seeing him with that whole TKO thing. You're like, that's not Vince. Does not have black hair and a black mustache. Who are you?
Oh, yes. You stupid son of a bitch.
Jesus. Yep.
Very violent. Very violent.
But yeah, there was something to wrestle with where they actually had to work with a real snake and with weird, how are they going to shoot the scene to make it look like Hunter is looking at a snake and we have to get it to come to him. How do we shoot it? Is there anti-venom? How do we make sure there's no venom in the snake when we shoot the scene? And yeah, it's funny.
Here comes the rattlesnake.
Well, I was just saying, it's so interesting seeing Austin come out first. We're so used to him being the main event guy, coming out last as champion. It's rarely we see him actually come as a challenger, actually coming out first to the ring. Yeah. Yes, it's definitely not the UKL.
Definitely not. That's okay. It's still a good match, this one.
I was going to say, I don't think you watched it then, but in the lead up to it.
I remember this, though. I remember watching this way back in the day. And this is a classic.
This is a good show, yeah. It's a bit weird, though, why they did offer 2 No Mercies. Like, I've got it here in front of me. So, like, this is October of that year, and it was only 5 months earlier, on May 16th, they held No Mercy in the UK. Like, pay-per-view by the same name in the same year, and it's literally the same exact title and almost the same writing. Like, that's the poster there, and that's the same exact font that they use for this.
Yep.
You know what we should have done on that card?
What's that?
Tiger Ali Singh takes on Gilbert. Goes for 1 minute and 5 seconds. So
It'd be a great companion. Maybe we could do that for 200.
Well, there you go. Match number 5. Nicole Bass beats Tori in 27 seconds.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Nicole Bass is probably... No, I'm not going to say it.
I think she's passed away too, Nicole Bass, yeah.
God bless.
Here he comes, the greatest, one of the greatest. I love him, one of my favourite wrestlers of all time.
Oh, hang on.
Yep.
No sledgehammers.
But see, it's anything goes, though. Come on.
It's true. Why? Oh!
It's on. I want you to count to how many times they slip over in this match.
All right, let's go.
Lots and lots of slipping over.
That's because that's basketball right there. You got 2 grown-ass men wearing wrestling boots on a slippery surface. Jeez.
Yes, it's like they just waxed the floor. It's like,
yes.
Shit, off we go. Yeah, they literally just beat the shit out of each other for like 22 minutes in this match. It's awesome.
Excellent. Oh, Mike Chioda. Mike Chioda, our referee.
I think also that jacked up security guard. You know that guy that would always appear there like holding the fans back? You see him a lot in this match as well. Like he's featured quite a lot in a lot of the crowd scenes because there's a few spots in this match where they do go deep in the crowd and like the camera almost loses where they are. Like the sea of fans just surrounds, like someone probably tapping Austin and like punching Triple H, pulling his hair, kicking him, trying to punch him.
He's got a... Oh...
Big trash can.
That's a plastic. That's plastic too.
It almost looks like, it's like a basketball stadium, but almost like an ice rink as well. But that would be like courtside seats where they're standing there. Because I didn't actually see where this show is, like where they're actually hosting. Is it Cleveland or something like that? They might be hosting it.
I was about to say, is the bell even rung yet?
I don't think it. Well, they have it. Well, it's anything goes, which means like it's no holds barred. It doesn't necessarily need to start in the ring, but the pinfall can only be in the ring. So you think it probably should have actually started in the ring. So maybe the bell hasn't started. Chioda's trying to get him to go in there, though.
Oh, we're going deep in the crowd now. Here we go.
Mm. Yeah, this is where they start to get a bit lost now. Yeah, look at the fans. They just sprint right over, like just chase after him.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you were right. This was in Cleveland, Ohio, at the Grand Arena.
Ah, okay.
Not in the UK.
Well, that's the funny thing, though. Both the UK and this show's main event was Anything Goes, though. Like, this is considered a no-holds-barred match, but the match in the UK was Anything Goes, triple threat for the WWE Championship.
Yep.
So what made you want to choose that one? Have you watched that recently, or what made you how did that pop up into your head?
Just because maybe it was in the UK and, those areas are a bit wild.
Mm.
But yeah, just going back to it.
Because they sell the flights as well, so yeah.
I would imagine you have, yes. I've never done it. I never will. God damn.
Jesus, look at the woman there yelling at Hunter in the face, trying to kick him. The crutch as well. Holy shit.
Yep.
Look at the fans, man. Get out of there.
Oh, down. What is that? Oh, it's a guardrail.
Whoa, yeah. Well, I think I had for my mind, I thought, because I offered it to you, I said, you choose the matchup. Originally, guys, we weren't going to do a No Mercy. I was actually going to do a Young Bucks match. I had that on my choice. Mm-hmm. I knew Alan would have said no, so I thought, we won't do it.
Do it camera in the head.
We'll do it another time.
We will. We can do a Young Bucks match.
You'll have your screen off, though, and you'll be looking the other way.
I will be dedicated to the match.
Ah, okay. Well, do you want to stop this now then, and then we'll put the match on? I'll just send it to you in the OneDrive.
Oh, what is it? What is the match?
It was the Ladder War 4 with Kazarian, Daniels take on the Young Bucks, and I believe, who else was in that match? There was another, I think it was Motor City Machine Guns. It was for the tag team belts of ROH. I'm
good. That sounds good, though.
You said ROH and you went, yeah, nah.
No.
AEW. Yeah.
I'm not a dweeb. You're a wrestling dweeb. You're a dweeb.
How dare you?
ROH.
Hey, Alan, you know what we should do quickly?
If you say do the dance like what's his friggin' name does? No.
I was going to say, not how Danny Garcia does it. Let's do it how Tony Khan does it.
That's the awkwardest shit ever.
Yeah.
The man is so... Oh, what a clothesline. That's something I'd like to do to Tony Khan.
He wasn't coordinated, was he? Like, he was doing large steps while trying to do the dance, and you're like, what are you doing, mate?
Who's doing Gundam style?
Yeah, nearly.
Ha. Motherfucker plays one game of Fortnite and loses his mind and starts doing dances. Fortnite dances.
Yes. I know that Tony Khan and you don't seem to be... You haven't worked it out yet, so come on.
He's just so cringe. Oh my God.
With his it just blinks, no blinking.
Cuddles to Claudio.
Samoa Joe and
has a drink.
Oh.
I hate that stuff, man.
I still love my favorite emote is just the GIF is this one when he's doing when he's searching the speakers. I love it. I just love it.
Kyoto could have got out the way.
Yeah.
But
he's staring long enough going, so what are we doing? Oh, yep, you're going to do a flip up?
Catch me.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. You've been a referee for long enough, mate, to know that you are going to be leapfrogged then, going to be launched on.
Here we go. Booyaka, booyaka.
Yeah. Look at Kyoto just lying in the background, just dead.
JR's looking pretty good from having his arm broken a couple of weeks ago from Triple H.
Well, again, like since this show's in September, I was actually going to ask you, instead of this match, did you want to do the 6-pack challenge from Unforgiven, which they showed in the feud? Yeah, that was a good match.
Yep. That was a good one. Yep, definitely. I remember that.
Well, here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How many times was Triple H champion at this time?
Well, this is his first time, wasn't it?
Number 2. Do you know what the second one was?
Well, he beat Triple H. Triple H. Oh, stunner.
Oh, boom. Got him. There's no ref.
There he is. Ah.
Yeah, so Hunter beat Mankind.
Yes.
Vince beat Triple H on SmackDown.
SmackDown. Yep. Got the 1, 2, 3.
When
They
Stone
showed that
Cold
in the-
came out and screwed him. And then Unforgiven was for the vacant title, where Austin would get the title shot at No Mercy. Yeah.
Watch the ref. Watch the ref. Bonk.
He takes a pretty good launch, though. Like, he sold that pretty well.
Boom.
Jesus. Not as bad as what Timmy White going into the Hell in the Cell cage with Jericho and Hunter.
Listen to that crowd.
Mm. And actually, looking up at that rampway, I actually had that actual entrance ramp. Like with the 2 screens on the side, the Mega Tritantron with the big WWF logo, where you would actually, the figures would stand on this little motion thing, and they had a magnet underneath that they would then actually speak, or their song would come on when they would actually stand on the pad.
Oh, him, they're getting some pushes on Triple H.
Well, they used to do that quite a lot, didn't they? They did that for years. Like when he was the DX leader in like the McMahon-Helmsley regime, he was always pushing him, and that's how Jericho won the title, was because of Hebner doing that.
That's
he pushed him into a bulldog, and then Jericho got the win with a fast count, and then had to give the belt back. Yeah. And I almost had no memory of that even happening. Like Jericho won it for one night back in like April of 2000, but it's not counted as an official title reign. Yeah.
Yeah, he only had it for 1 hour, and then he had to go and defend it. So the other matches that happened on this show too was the Godfather took on Minion and Viscera in his corner.
Was that the opening match?
Yes. So he's, oh God, JR's lost his mic. King's lost his mic.
No, King still got his. JR's lost his one for a few minutes now, and he awkwardly has to stand there, almost trying to call the action with no mic on.
So this is when Minion's walking around with the eye in his hand, and Viscera just being all big and leathery.
Mm.
And then we had the fabulous Moolah defeated Ivory for the Women's Championship.
Oh, that was that show. Oh, okay. Yep. I remember now.
Yep.
Because I remember she was the champion going into Survivor Series when they had the women's tag match. Yeah.
The Hollies defeated the New Age Outlaws by disqualification.
Okay.
China defeated Jeff Jarrett for the Intercontinental Championship in a good housekeeping, the good housekeeping match.
Mm. And that was Jarrett's last match too for WWE.
Left after this, yes.
Yeah.
The Rock defeated the British Bulldog in just in a singles match.
Mm.
And then the ladder match for the marital services for Terry. It was the new brood, Jeff and Matt Hardy with Grangel, defeated Edge and Christian.
That was a great match too. Like so innovative for its time. Like so many matches have duplicated from that. Like talking about ROH, like Ladder War, so many spots in that have come from that match because that was the first like pay-per-view WWE tag ladder match because we're so used to having Razor and Shawn do singles. Here we are having this really innovative, tag team ladder match.
Then it was Val Venis takes on Mankind.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
It was the mandible claw versus the testicular claw, the squirrel grip. And X-Pac defeated Bradshaw, Farouk, and Kane in a four corners elimination match.
That was a good match, that one. I actually enjoyed that one. Yeah, that's when X-Pac was trying to say to Kane that he can fight for himself. he can have these big matches. And I think he pins Farouk or Bradshaw at the end with an X Factor. But that was a good one. That's when they were kind of teasing the breakdown between X-Pac and Kane. Mm-hmm. And this is when Tori would eventually turn on Kane and side with X-Pac, and they would have like a series of matches at like Survivor Series and Armageddon, and I think they even had a steel cage, I think, to finish their feud as well.
2 shots with the bell.
Mm. And like talking about Jeff Jarrett, I think there was one whole entire episode of like Planet Jarrett on his podcast where he talks about the whole thing of how like he still had the belt, he didn't have a contract, and I think he says he took cash with him. Like he was paid like $250,000 in cash, took it with him that night after the match was done, and off he went. Next time he's on Nitro. I don't know if it was the next night, or it could have been the week later or so, but I know he came in and I think it was guitar shotted Buff Bagwell. And that was the whole chosen one, and off he went. So I think Hugo got kicked then by that suplex.
Jeez.
Look at the blood there on that ground. See that when the camera panned past Hunter, there was like a bloody tissue or paper on the ground or something there.
That's on Hunter because he's busted deep, he is.
Yeah.
Horn.
That's one of the things I can't really stand too. Is like I understand people want to break news and they want to put stuff out on social media, but like someone shared, here's exclusive footage of CM Punk blading in his match against Samoa Joe. Check it out. It's like, we don't need to see that though. Like that was behind the table. It wasn't on camera. Why are you filming it on your mobile phone and showing us it? We know how it's done. We don't need to see you show us that. It wasn't like caught on the hard cam. It was done under a table. Like, why are you doing that for? Like, why do you got to show that stuff?
Because we live in a time when everyone's got a phone and they want to spoil everything. I didn't need to say that either. It was how he did it. There was no blading. He did an old school luchador. Spike in the head.
Couple of little stabs, yeah.
Like, he went hard on him.
And that was a great matchup too. Like we haven't caught up actually since All Out because I think we previewed a little bit of it last TBK live stream, but that was a good show. Yes. I loved it. They broke the record there in London, and it seemed like it was a great card.
So they say.
I believe you, Tony. You got my vote.
Man, it's awkward as fuck.
He's the type of guy that would give you a handshake and hug you at the same time, so your hand is stuck together while your hand, you can't get out.
And then as he's hugging you, if he's about the same height as you, his lips would go near your ear and go, and you, sorry, what?
I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Oh, yeah.
I love how you smell. I love Link's body spray.
Do you like me better than Vince? Am I better than Vince? Tell me.
Tell me I'm better than Vince. Can you call me Daddy? Call me Daddy Tone.
Oh, Daddy Khan.
Call me Daddy Khan. No, that's his actual dad.
Daddy
that's
Khan
what his
Jr.
father likes. Daddy, come down to Daddy Khan Jr.
Call me Prince Khan. Prince Khan.
Prince Khan sounds like a strip club. And then the strip. Hey guys, come down to Prince Khan, and you can see the women take off their clothes. You can only get some buffalo wings for $9.95.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah, man! What's this chick dancing?
Unlimited buffalo wings for $10.
Oh hell! Oh yes, that sounds fantastic.
Oh shit! Yeah. No, but even to think, like, when we caught up last time, CM Punk was still employed. And now he's gone. It's like, yay. And I'm like, what? Come on, man.
I wasn't really happy about how that all ended. And I know on this show I've said, like, oh, Phil, should get on with it, blah, blah, blah. They had something special in CM Punk in WWE. And again, he's a older, seasoned veteran now. And there's certain people in that company that should have really had a good think about what they did, and they just couldn't help themselves because they've got money and they got fame, and I'm not listening to this guy. Why do I have to listen to him? So,
well, there's even that online video on like the BME of Being the Elite where the very first time CM Punk debuts, it cuts to a camera shot of like Kenny and the Bucks like rolling their eyes, going, "Oh, blah blah, he talks too much." Like it was a little funny dig, but there's truth to that. Even in your first video, you could have been positive. You posted this thing like, "Oh yeah, whatever." But even like that's when Cody was like, "I'm out of here." And I think it was to do with that. I think he knew what Punk might have been bringing in, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not. This isn't for me. I'm taking my cards and I'm going to go over here where I started." But yeah, there's a rumor that he's coming back to WWE. I heard though. I think people are saying that Punk brings eyes no matter where he goes, but there's talks that there might be an eventual return.
I'd be surprised, but it'd be a welcome surprise.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even need to wrestle. You know, I mean, again, fantastic wrestler. He can still go. That match with he and Joe was fantastic. But yeah, he could just be a mouthpiece. Let him talk.
Yeah. Because I do think his best days are, like, I think if he were to stop wrestling now, the match with Joe was great. Like, I reckon finish it there. You know, your Ricky Stark stuff was good. The Joe match was good. Just stop it now. Like, that's your last match. Go out that way. Yeah, and if he eventually goes, that'll be cool. But, you know, no, look out.
Triple H just getting the absolute shit beaten out of him here. It's fantastic. Always great to see.
Well, we should have had like a Triple H counter, like how many times he was punched. Like he got punched a lot in this match. Like how many right hands Austin has leveled him with.
And we've got the fluoro couple in the front there with the pink and the lime green.
Yeah, the
front and center. Yep.
And there's a kid there next to the Brahma Bull top. I still have that DX t-shirt, like somewhere at Mum and Dad's, probably tucked away in the cupboard. My original DX t-shirt that I got like in 1998. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Yep.
Clearly, we've didn't find this on the WWE network because that chair shot was unprotected. Mike, just returning favor. This is all from SummerSlam, isn't it?
Well, this is 7. He's done 7, 8 shots now. It's almost like memories of what Rock Austin at WrestleMania, where he just brutalized him with the chair like for 12 hits before he won the championship.
All right, who's coming down now?
What was that? Did he trip over then, Stone Cold?
No, he got hit in the nuts.
Oh, low blow. Okay.
Yeah, low blow. Look out. Oh, my God.
This is cool. It's a great story, though. I love it.
1, 2, 3.
I just love the crowd. Like, no! Just screaming like, fuck, damn it.
God fucking damn it.
And it's sad, like, to think we never got the triple threat, though, between these two. Like, this was the main event of Survivor Series 99.
Yes, it was.
Austin gets hit, Big Show comes in, and then we get Big Show, but we never got Rock, Austin, Hunter, that's like my dream triple threat, is to see those three actually face off just one time.
Yep.
No, great matchup. Awesome.
But the Survivor Series were the next pay-per-view coming up after this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Conk right in the guts with the sledgehammer.
And he sold it well, too, with the swing. Like, just swing batter, just racks him in the ribs. The pedigree was great, too.
Look, he just looks like battered and bruised.
And I don't think Austin's finished with him.
Yeah, it didn't.
Because they eventually had that
Stupid
matchup in
rules.
Survivor Series 2000 where he dropped him from that. Didn't he pick him up in that big, massive? His car got
Crane.
dropped down. The crane dropped. Yeah. Survivor Series 2000. Shit, here we go. It's not over.
Oh, we're going straight to the back. Okay, here we go.
The camera guy was just waiting, knowing that he's... Where am I going? Left, right?
Camera,
There we are.
Camera one, camera two. Camera one, camera two. Oh.
Just beating the shit out of him. He went to grab the bin then and then didn't grab it, though. He's like, touch it. No, I won't use that. The waiting limousine.
Yeah, is that it's China.
Yeah.
China in that. Oh. Yep. The Intercontinental Champion and the WWE Champion.
And that's interesting, too. Like, she would have been a face when she won, but she was still a heel feuding against Jarrett, who was a heel, but she's the manager of a heel in Triple H. Ah.
Wrestling.
Well, there we go. Any comments on that one, Al?
I thought we were getting something different, but this was a very much a welcome surprise. So yes, I'm very happy to go back and watch this match. This was a very brutal wrestling match. I wouldn't even say wrestling. It was just a fight. I hope everyone enjoyed listening to us do our commentary over it and our bits and bobs. And that I know all the time that when we do this show, you watch the match with us, and then we sort of provide commentary, but then we sort of go on a different tirade and tangent. But that was fun. Very good.
Nice. Well, before we finish up, guys, we want to give a shout out to not one, but two Great Wrestling Podcasts. Check these guys out.
What's up, folks? It's your boy, the Impact Player, Mr. Philly Ray, inviting all of you to check out the Turnbuckle Throwbacks Wrestling Podcast. Join us as we cover all things current in the world of pro wrestling, as well as paying homage to the old school, the Squared Circle. So listen in and find out why we are the recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment broadcasting. Find us on all social media platforms and anywhere you get your podcast from. And as always, we are the proudest members of the Shining Wizards Network and Rant Entertainment Media.
What's up, everybody? I am the hardest part of the ring, the host of the Apron Bump podcast. And I know what you're thinking. Ugh, another wrestling podcast? How many times can I listen to fans beat up on WWE and AEW? Tell me who needs a push, who doesn't need a push, who brings Vince's coffee these days? Enough! I'm just as sick of it as you are, and that's why I created the Apron Bump. The Apron Bump is about the journey. It's about nostalgia. It's about discovering new forms of wrestling to really tickle your pickle as a wrestling fan. It's about making wrestling fun again. The podcast brings you reviews of wrestling events all over the world, tying together over 6 different promotions spanning 4 different decades. And everything is chronologically in a timeline to really allow myself and all you listeners to live through these eras while having a good time doing it. Whether it's WWF, WWE, WCW, ECW. We even cover the golden eras of Ring of Honor, Progress, TNA, and more promotions in the future as well. New episodes every Wednesday, or as some may say, Bump Day. Yeah? Go to apronbump.com or go to your favorite podcast platform or YouTube and subscribe today for the most diverse, fan-friendly wrestling podcast in the world. I'm Hard.
Well, guys, you know what time it is. Alan's left the room, so I have to give a bit of a readout of our sponsors and affiliates. So Rogue Energy is a premium energy and focus supplement designed to optimize your mental and physical performance. And if you check out rogueenergy.com and use our promo code 2702 at checkout, you will get 10% off products. Next one I want to talk about is Luxy. So Luxy can enhance your performance with their analog grips. These grips can be used on your PlayStation, your Xbox, and your Nintendo Switch. And if you visit Luxy.com and use the promo code BRO247, that's BRO247, you get a total of 15% off products. Up next is Triumph Chairs. So Triumph Chairs is a gaming chair company specializing in comfort and performance. Visit triumphchairs.com and use the promo code BRO247 on checkout to get 10% off products. Up next is Clinch Gaming. Clinch Gaming manufactures custom professional gaming controllers that you can use on your Xbox and your PlayStation, and use our promo code BRO247 on checkout to get 5% off products. Up next is Player One Coffee. So Player One Coffee develop coffee recipes custom tailored to gamers, creative, developers, and just about anyone who really enjoys a cup of coffee. And lucky last is victoriouseyewear.com. So Victorious Eyewear developed blue white blocking gaming glasses designed to eliminate digital eye strain and help you maintain comfortable and focused. Visiting victoriouseyewear.com and use the promo code BRO247 at checkout gets you 10% off. So again, shout out there to Victorious Eyewear, Player One Coffee, Clinch Gaming, Triumph Chairs, Luxy.com, and Rogue Energy. Alright guys, we are back, and we're at the tail end is what has been our great Wrestling Companion 100 for episode 168 of the BroKast Podcast. Alan, any closing comments before we finish up this month?
Yet again, thank you everyone for coming by and listening to this show yet again. I hope everyone enjoys and everyone is enjoying what's going on in the world of wrestling. As per usual, we have that yet another wrestling podcast. Going a bit of housekeeping. Yes, you can find me on all the socials here, Alan Ross TBK, and you can find me on my Twitch channel. That's TTV Roscoe Bosco 84. Tom, where can we find you?
Well, guys, the best way is at Mr_MMA Action if you want to chat to me one-on-one, but I run the Twitter page, which is just BroKast, the BroKast, TheBroKast. Always happy to share promos like the videos that played throughout our show. You can also download all of our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Castro, Castbox, and also more. In regards to what's next from us, guys, coming up in a fortnight, we're actually going to be releasing another TBK Vault. This time we're traveling back to Bad Blood, 2003. And this is when Alan and I actually covered the Triple H Kevin Nash Hell in the Cell for the World Heavyweight Championship with Mick Foley as your referee. Any comments on this one, Al?
Classic, instant classic. Big Daddy Cool Kevin Nash just beating the shit out of Triple H. You think on this show, we've had Triple H on this show so many times. And again, this is at that time where he is, again, doing what he does best, and that's being that piece of shit heel. So it's always good to watch him get beat up. And Mick Foley's in it as well. Big fan of Mick, so that's always good.
That was a great matchup. Like toolboxes, steel stairs, lots of blood on both sides, sledgehammer spots. Great show overall. So that'll be coming out on Tuesday, October 10th. And then a fortnight from that, we'll be doing our TBK live stream number 3. So check out all of our socials in the lead up for that. So just before we finish up, Alan, how do we finish up?
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good job, Al.
Yeah, guys, thanks for sticking around. Now we're going to go back and listen to a classic TBK moment.
And an interesting note, if you have seen The Vacations, this is what blew my mind. Right? When I first saw Vacation, it's like a family comedy. There's a tit shot in it. I've heard, the mum, in the shower. In the first movie, when they're travelling across the country and they just stay in an old little hotel, it goes to like an old-fashioned Psycho type scene of Chevy Chase with a banana pretending to be... He's got a big camera pretending to try and scare her.
Yeah, it would be
and he pulls open the shower and she turns to the camera and then goes like that.
But you see... You see boob.
And I'm thinking... I'm watching this when I'm like 15 going, oh, wow, she's a mum, and oh, what? Oh, wind it back. Don't. You would. Don't look at me like that. Oh, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
don't do that anymore.
No. You just like...
I'll just go outside.
I'll just go outside and
like,
hope for some titty. I'll wait outside all day.
Outside.
Oh, he's stuck to her hair.
Just sit outside, just... Dinner, wait.
Wait. I've been waiting for 6 hours. I'm so glad to be on holiday.
So if you ever go back and watch the first one, that's where you're getting that shit.
Right.
So it always blows my mind. Like,
December 14th.